response to the challenges presented by oppression, grinding poverty, and an unprecedented global pandemic, Ummah Welfare Trust spent over £40 million this year on improving the lives of our brothers and sisters around the Ummah. The biggest challenge this year was posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, undoubtedly a sign from Allah which brought the planet to its knees. In the UK, Ummah Welfare Trust responded by delivering vital PPE supplies to hospitals, care homes, funeral services and local charities.
فالنور أشرق في تخرج طفلاتي يا غيمات الأفراح هلي وانثوري غيث البشائر في زهور سعادتي واستبشري يا شمس.
The charity also responded to the effects of COVID-19 abroad. In Syria, testing facilities were set up and hygiene kits provided to thousands of displaced families.
وتسلقت فرحا جبال الهمة وسمت بها كل الشمائل رفعة.
Similar supplies were also delivered across camps in Iraq. Poor labourers, now without work, were also helped in India, West Africa, Pakistan and the Philippines. The pandemic also compounded what was already a terrible situation in Yemen, where in response to the worsening hunger, Ummah Welfare Trust provided tens of thousands of families in the northern and central regions with large food provisions. Alhamdulillah, water was also delivered to families in the south of Yemen's capital, Sana'a. Further north in blessed Syria, Ummah Welfare Trust continued its unprecedented work, delivering over £4.5 million of financial assistance to long-suffering families in Idlib and Aleppo.
كانت به أمجادنا تتوالى كانت عزائم
Emergency food was also given to families in Idlib who fled the terrible bombardment of southern Idlib at the beginning of the year.
والله أكبر في السماء تتعالى والله أكبر في السماء تتعالى سيظل للتاريخ واسم حافل
And a bread factory has provided free packs of bread to thousands of families every day.
سنظل خير الناس في كل الورى فلنا العقيدة.
The regular assistance for widows, orphans and the injured in Syria have all meanwhile continued, alhamdulillah.
ستقودنا نحو التألق يمنة وشمالا نحو التألق يمنة وشمالا زمن جميل.
Also in Bilad al-Sham, Ummah Welfare Trust delivered over £2 million of aid to families in Gaza this year. Financial aid, medical treatment, food vouchers, and the provision of safe water help bring normality to some of the many besieged Muslims here. Large emergency programs also continued for our displaced brothers and sisters in Iraq, for Uyghur Muslims who fled a genocide to Turkey, for the Muslim victims of violence in India, and for the Rohingya Muslims in Burma and Bangladesh.
زمن جميل كان فيه سمونا
For this year's Ramadan, almost £2.5 million was spent providing iftar meals and financial assistance to poor families in Africa, Eastern Europe, Asia and the Middle East.
كمسك الختام عليكم حبابنا يا كرام ومن ذكرهم أنسنا في الظلام ونور.
And in the run-up to Eid, your Sadaqatul Fitr contributions were distributed to over 60,000 families.
حروفك الجذلاء راقصها على شفتي صباح الحب يا لغتي صباح النور.
For the blessed days of Dhul Hijjah, almost 18,000 animals were sacrificed, in turn feeding over 800,000 Muslims.
الأوقات وأجمعها وأيامي وأنديتي فأنت هويتي العليا وفي عينيك ملحمتي لك الأوقات وأجمعها.
Alhamdulillah, to establish Deen, Ummah Welfare Trust's efforts to revive the teaching and learning of the Quran expanded. Large cash programs were given to thousands of hard-working teachers and ulama in India, Ethiopia, Pakistan, the Philippines and the Gambia.
وابتسمت لك الأيام فاتنتي لك الحب الذي صدحت به لهواك أغنيتي رعاك الله.
Many new masjids were also built.
وعادت هيبة الحرف الذي يزهو بأوردتي وعادت هيبة الحرف الذي يزهو بأوردتي نلته تواصيف السعادة.
And thousands of Hifz students were sponsored to memorize the Quran. After Iman, the greatest blessing is good health. And so Ummah Welfare Trust spent nearly £750,000 this year providing medical aid to hospitals and clinics. Also vital to good health is water. And so Ummah Welfare Trust has spent a further £1 million providing clean water to communities in Africa, Palestine and South Asia. Alhamdulillah, and just as impactful, thousands of families have been helped with the construction of new homes or the provision of new livelihoods.
فوق العباد إلى رضا الرحمن تتنعمي بروضة.
Finally, Ummah Welfare Trust will never leave its obligations to the Ummah's orphans. Thanks to you, over 11,000 today receive monthly support.
تستقر بقلبك نورا على نور من الرحمن نلتي تواصيف السعادة حينما سرت.
Sadly, before our eyes, the Ummah continues to be afflicted. Whole lands remain destabilized, while mass hunger and homelessness abounds. Today's trials outweigh even the old ones. Muslims in Kashmir, Iraq, Turkestan and elsewhere are trapped with nowhere to go. Their pleas for help haven't stopped, and so we mustn't relent. Continue to support Ummah Welfare Trust's efforts and help restore honor to Islam and the Muslims once again.
فحملت الهدى صادقا في المدى.